to my nightmare.
Hello, and welcome to the Soul Insights podcast, Halloween edition. I'm Loxton, joined by
Kyle.
and we've already said our main topic.
Well, it's Halloween special. That's it's
Well-
Halloween special, isn't it? That's all you need to know. So
Yes, one of the coolest times of the year,
Decent.
would you say? I would say. People look awesome in outfits as well, don't they?
honestly, it's
Cool.
pointless.
Nah, it's cool.
Halloween is the most pointless time of year.
Valentine's.
Halloween is the second most pointless time of year.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Let's
dear.
kick it off. This
Yeah.
friendly, nice, joyful podcast with music recommendation, mate.
Yep, so we've switched it up this time and it's actually me doing it.
Yes.
Wow. So it's actually on the new song
Yes, it is.
list, so it's on there as well. Joey Valenci and Bray and Logic, because you know Logic. Tanaka too, so yeah.
What would you think? That's quite good,
Banger.
actually. Yeah.
I've listened to it quite a lot, I must say.
I listened to the first few seconds. I was like, you can tell Logic's on this track, isn't it? Boom back. It's like where he's going with
Yeah, but it was
everything.
like the is it Bleed It?
Yeah.
Like that vibe,
How
like
he's
warehouse
recording it.
vibes.
Yeah. The
yeah.
amp that he's put on his voice again, but
Yeah.
he snaps on it a lot more. I like his verse.
Yeah,
He kills
and
it, I think.
it's a lot of bass heavy, isn't it, kind of thing.
I do think if
so-
you're a fan of Logic, you should take a shot every time he starts a verse with "God damn."
You fucked after two songs.
He does it.
Fully.
I think he even says it, doesn't he? He says he "God damn."
God
But it's
damn.
funny. It's just what he does.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. TV, film,
Right,
game.
so you're kicking it off with TV.
So, my recommendation, which I'm going to start watching, is Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. It's on Netflix. I don't know when it came out.
And he may have butchered the name. We're not quite
Yeah,
sure.
Guillermo. I think
Guillermo.
he's Pan's Labyrinth
So
director.
Guillermo.
So he's got a cool vision, and it's about bizarre nightmares unfold in 8 tales of terror in this visually stunning, spine-tingling horror collection curated by Guillermo
Guillermo.
del Toro.
Nice.
So each episode is going to be its own story, which I'm a fan of because Black
Pretty
Mirror
naughty.
and stuff. So
Black Mirror was cool, yeah.
I'm
actually,
excited
so-
to check it out.
Yeah. Film, I've put 3 on here just because one of them's Terrifier 2, which we mentioned last time, which we weren't supposed to mention last time, but I couldn't seem to stop anybody from mentioning it. So, Terrifier 2. And then they're both already out, and they're probably a bit old now, but Halloween Ends and Smile.
Which we might watch. Smile.
Halloween, not my kind of films. I can't really get behind them. I get a bit bored of them.
Mm.
But
Back in the day,
Smile looks
definitely.
Cool. No, it's,
Mike Myers.
I've never really. Mike Myers is like a character, is cool, but
Yeah.
I've never been into the Halloween films.
Yeah. And
not those ones.
there's that Barbarian film as well. Remember I sent you the trailer for something?
Yeah,
I
so
think that's
whatever
out this
that is,
weekend.
Barbarian
For
I think, is
Halloween, I
another
think.
one.
Yeah. But we'll go to watch one, I reckon.
Game is not exactly much about it, but Silent Hill 2 remake. So that's as much as I know, really. It's literally been announced by the developers, and that's about it.
Have you played it before?
I haven't played Silent Hill, no, but it's like a horror adventure
I
game
remember the
kind of thing. It's on PS2.
It's like there's this massive creature with like a cone on his head, like with a massive hammer, like dragging it down the alley. I think it's that.
Is it?
It's like some weird like character.
Possibly.
It
There's,
looks
there's
cool.
stuff online, like other games that people have made that are like that kind of
Yeah.
based thing. So, but yeah, it got revealed, first gameplay details and design changes announced. So people have been asking for it for years now, and PlayStation have actually like come out and said, or whoever it is that makes it, have actually come out and said that it's actually coming out now. So
It might be a good
Pretty
play,
cool.
to be honest.
yeah, fun little horror game sort of thing, I imagine.
Silent
So-
Hill's awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, we're going on to the book.
Right, so page from the book.
So this is the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, you probably know by now, by John Koenig. I went with chapter 5, Boats Against the Current, Holding On in the Rush of the Moment. And the word is auspice.
Auspice.
Give it
A.
Yeah.
U S T
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
S.
No. C-E. So you're close, you would have
Oh,
done
I was
that.
going to say ST, autist,
Oh, right, yeah.
not autist.
Yeah. It's a wistful omen, the first sign of autumn, a subtle coolness in the shadows, a rustling of dead leaves abandoned on the sidewalk, or a long skein of geese sweeping over your head like the second hand of a clock. So it's when it suddenly clocks in your head, shifted seasons. Because I mean,
Oh, okay. I was
when
going to say that I did not understand that at all.
oh
Like,
right, it just a wistful omen. That's the first sign. Like when the trees are starting to turn and all the leaves are falling.
must be autumn.
Yeah.
Must be summer.
It's a bit like that.
Oh, it's getting a bit chilly. Must be winter.
To be honest, when I was driving in, probably a couple of weeks ago, I had that similar feeling though. When you start looking at, it's all orangey and stuff, isn't it? It starts getting into that.
For me, it's you look on the road and
Leaves
it's brown
everywhere.
because it's literally just covered in leaves.
Out in the trees.
Exactly.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it literally is. Like you have to be careful about your driving.
There's more
'cause
animals on the road
a
as
lot
well, I think.
slippier. There was a deer on the side of the road the other day.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice it until I was like right near it, and it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah, I see
Like
a lot.
I just suddenly glanced at it, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah, I see a lot on the road in the morning. But yeah, there we go. That's the word. So it kind of blends into what it is. Autumn vibes.
That's season.
Some people's favourite season, isn't it?
tides,
What's yours?
whatever it is.
Summer, I'd say. It bangs. I mean, that's like just bog standard, isn't it?
I'd probably say autumn.
There's bangers in each season, though.
Exactly.
Isn't there? Because it's what vibes. Like summer, you could go Ibiza again and just do that, man. This winter, you could go snowboarding and stuff.
Yeah. It depends what you want to do. And
Bangs. Autumn, like it's chill, like it's Halloween vibes. I quite like that. And
I like
spring's a bit
Halloween's spring and
like new starts,
Halloween.
isn't it?
Spring and autumn, I think, are the same, just opposite. So you're just
Dead or alive.
it's going into colder or it's like going into warmer. It's kind of like the midpoint of like you don't really know
Switch
what's
up.
going on.
Get more sleep this and
yeah.
clocks as well. They get back soon.
So
don't
each season's
seen
pointless. Just every day's
Yeah.
the same, and that's
they? Every
same
day's
day,
just
same
a
shit.
blend of absolute
Exactly.
monotonous,
Yep.
soulless, dreadful.
Piles of shit. Yeah. Anyway, on to the dark horror story section for the Halloween special.
Doom and gloom.
Exactly.
Should we quickly credit everything?
Go on now.
So, the sources where we got these from are Scoop Whoop and Bored Panda.
Yeah. Anything that Chiron tells is Scoop Whoop, and anything
Yes.
that I've said is Bored.
So these are going to be a mixture of horror stories, aren't they? Just to
So
get you-
yours is kind of like a short story, essentially, isn't it?
Yeah.
And mine's like 2-sentence horror story. So like kind of like weird little things. So I will kick it off.
Let's go.
After struggling desperately to move any part of his paralytic body just to alert the doctors that he was conscious before they made the first incision, he was relieved to see that one of the nurses had noticed his pupils dilating from the bright light. She leaned in close and, in a whisper that tickled his ear, said, You think we don't know you're awake."
Oh damn! I was about to say it's like Mr. Bullen's story. When
It
you
is.
first
So
said-
going that Mr. Baldwin's story where you're paralysed but you can't do anything and you're fully
Oh.
awake and conscious and you can feel
I
everything.
put you off surgery, like you wake up too early or
Exactly.
something. Like
So you
shit.
experience all of the pain and there's nothing you can do about it. So it's like that, except obviously in this case the doctors know, they're just doing it anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty cool twist. To be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, that freaked you out. When it says you're going in for surgery, that's like one of people's fears, wouldn't it? Like, just
Yeah,
not
the
going to
anesthesia
sleep
doesn't
properly.
work
Oh,
properly.
my
Yeah, exactly. Or like they
Mm.
just don't bother and they just tie you to the bed and start slicing.
God. Red Room Dark Web Edition.
Exactly. Right, next one. I wake up and everything feels wrong. It's too quiet outside. I look out of the window and see everyone standing still, looking at my house.
What the fuck?
It's is it Strangers? The film. Remember we watched
banging.
that ages
Yeah,
ago
that
and
film
it kind of like
slaps.
shit us up, didn't it? Because we were like fucking
That is
10
dodgy
when
as
we
hell,
watched
that
it.
film, yeah. Just people
Yeah.
with bellies just staring at the
Literally,
house.
yeah,
isn't
and
it?
then all of a sudden one
Eventually
day
they
they
get
knock. Yeah, so spoilers.
Yeah. It's an old film. Oh,
Yeah,
come
exactly. If you haven't watched it, get with the times. Yeah, knock on the door and then they end up, or whatever, and then they end up coming in, don't they? Like you can see them through like a little ring doorbell and all that sort of shit.
It'd be something weird, like you're looking out your window, you just see a load of people just pencil position,
Yeah.
just staring
So,
at your house, isn't
actually,
it?
okay,
Mad.
Mr. Ballin story. There's a story where there's these the people in their house and they look down the bottom of their garden and there's just people standing there staring.
There's that video on TikTok, this woman at the minute with Halloween, it's an embankment underground pass, there was a dude stood there with his hands behind his back with a mask just staring at you at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah.
And it's the when obviously you got the under part of the main road where all the pedestrians walk, he's just stood at the bottom of the stairs watching. It's like in this day and age, I don't think that's the best
now
idea,
imagine
is
somebody
it?
standing there dressed up as the Terrifier doing that.
Exactly. He had a clown
Yeah.
mask on, stood there
Yeah.
like a tease sort of thing.
You'd probably get shot.
Yeah, you'll get shanked
Yeah.
in London, like.
Well, yeah. I
Don't
suppose
even
it's
try
not- You're
and
getting knifed, yeah.
annoy
aren't you,
people,
in
yeah.
England, yeah. So.
So yeah, there we go.
Right, on to one of the stories.
Here we go. Set the vibe, mate. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, 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 dun,
Right.
dun, dun, dun,
It is called This New Old House by Bat Out of Hell 821.
Da-na!
There we go. We bought an old house, my boyfriend and I. He's in charge of the new construction, converting the kitchen into the master bedroom, for instance, while I'm on wallpaper removal duty. The previous owner papered every wall and ceiling. Removing it is brutal but oddly satisfying. The best feeling is getting a long peel, similar to your skin when you're peeling from a sunburn.
Nice.
I don't know about you, but I'm kind of make a game of peeling, on the hunt for the longest piece before it rips. Under a corner section of paper in every room is a person's name and date. Curiosity got the best of me one night when I googled one of the names and discovered the person was actually a missing person, the missing date matching the date under the wallpaper. The next day I made a list of all the names and dates. Sure enough, each name was for a missing person with dates to match. We notified the police, who naturally sent out the crime scene team. I overheard one text say, "Yep, it's human." "Human? What's human? Ma'am, where is the material you removed from the walls already? This isn't wallpaper you are removing."
Fucking hell.
There's people in the walls.
It got to the end, and when you said that, it's like, shit, they're just peeling skin off the fucking walls and all that, aren't they?
But like that, the reference when you get sunburnt and you peel skin anyway.
And they were literally peeling skin.
Hmm.
I was going to say, I was thinking in my mind, it's like when you try and peel an apple or an orange or something, and you try and get it all off in one peel.
It's like just a chapped wall. That's how the comedian said, imagine if you were made out of lip skin. How grim would you use that grinding a chapstick every morning? But yeah, that's a bit mad. What do you say?
That literally is a Mr. Ballin story. Everything in this whole story is...
These would be... I imagine they're just made up like stories, or... True, I don't actually know, to be honest.
I mean,
it's just
plausible,
a story.
Isn't there? Just how do you get skin to be wallpaper? That's a bit difficult, isn't it?
You probably mix people in the wall, like the plaster, isn't it?
You just mix people in the plaster.
A nice little rose colour.
What the hell? Oh my god, honestly.
Baby pink.
Good.
Okay.
Right,
So,
should we go on to a lighter note?
All my stories are jokes.
Mate, yeah. Growing up with cats and dogs, I got used to the sounds of scratching at my door while I slept. Now that I live alone, it is much more unsettling.
Yes, that's good.
Like, you just randomly hear scratching on the wall. You're just like, what the actual fuck is that? Like,
No, rats in the ceiling, you never know, scuttling
yeah,
across.
exactly. It's possible, isn't it?
Yes.
Right. Working the night shift alone tonight. There is a face in the cellar staring at the security camera.
Oh, that reminds me. It's like Five Nights at Freddy's or something, isn't it?
Yeah, there was some weird sort of shit like that.
The animatrons are moving. Yeah.
Just imagine you're just like a security man in like a fucking holiday park or something.
What would make it scary is like you're at the CCTV. You don't have all the screens. You have one screen, but you're snapping between them, and then one screen all of a
Face
sudden
just appears out of nowhere.
That would jump like hell.
Yeah, that'd be horrible, wouldn't it?
It's like when you got the door cams as well, when people's faces just staring at that.
You open up your phone with like the Ring app or whatever, and it's literally somebody's face point blank in the doorbell.
It's just randomly appearing, like snapping through the cameras and just seeing a face. That'd be mad.
Or like a person just
Getting
standing
butchered
still
or something.
No, just somebody like standing still, just like no purpose or anything, and they're not supposed to be there. It's like, what the fuck is somebody doing standing there? So
yeah, I
went to upload something on neighbour's Wi-Fi because it's faster. I do know the neighbour; they do allow it. And I was stood in the road with my laptop, just leaning against the wall. And I looked up the road, and legit, there was somebody just standing in the middle of the road. It's 10 o'clock at night, and there was somebody standing in the middle of the road doing nothing. They were just stood there. And then I was kind of...
You're just stood there in the middle of the road, aren't you, with your laptop out?
Yeah, I had a light on my face.
Calling in a predator missile.
I looked even worse because I had a light on my face. Fucking predator missile. They were standing there because they knew they were done for, so they just thought, what's the point in trying to get anywhere? I'm going to blow up, aren't I?
Well,
like, that's what you do in Call of Duty, isn't it?
mad.
You just see the icon for the predator missile and you just think, fuck it, I'm just going to stand there.
Yeah.
So yeah, they were just literally stood there.
They saw you call it in.
Yeah. I looked up the road and they were just standing there. I'm thinking, what the fuck is going on?
Imagine they were just running at you straight arms, just full pelt, just like...
Would it be straight arms, like down your side?
Yeah.
Or like running at you like Wacky Wave and Inflatable Arm Tube Man?
Straight arms would be a lot more freaky. Wacky Wave and Inflatable said, it's just another nutter, but straight arm, like full pelt, sending themselves.
It'd be like,
dodgy as hell.
So you won't know this reference, but on The American Office, you've got Dwight's cousin, Mose, and he runs like a real weirdo with his arms, like they're down by his side, but they're slightly behind him. So he's kind of like, if if that dude ran towards you like that at night, you'd probably shit your pants, kind of thing. Like,
it just looks
Anyway.
it looks weird. You wouldn't be able to tell if you're running or just moving really quick though,
Yeah.
because you're not doing the action.
Just hovering
really,
up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's dodgy.
Right, go on then.
Right, next one. It's called Guardians by Dark Alligator. Right. He awoke to the huge insect-like creatures looming over his bed and screamed his lungs out. They hastily left the room and he stayed up all night, shaking and wondering if it had been a dream. The next morning there was a tap on the door. Gathering his courage, he opened it to see one of them gently place a plate filled with fried breakfast on the floor, then retreat to a safe distance. Bewildered, he accepted the gift. The creatures chittered excitedly. This happened every day for weeks. At first he was worried they were fattening him up, but after a particularly greasy breakfast left him clutching his chest from heartburn. They were replaced with fresh fruit. As well as cooking, they poured hot steamy baths for him and even tucked him in when he went to bed. It was bizarre. One night he awoke to gunshots and screaming. He raced downstairs to find a decapitated burglar being devoured by the insects. He was sickened, but disposed of the remains as best he could. He knew they had just been protecting him. One morning the creatures wouldn't let him leave his room. He lay down confused, but trusting as they ushered him back into bed. Whatever their motives, they weren't going to hurt him. Hours later, a burning pain spread throughout his body. It felt like his stomach was filled with razor wire. The insects chittered as he spasmed and moaned. It was only when he felt a terrible squirming feeling beneath his skin that he realized the insects hadn't been protecting him. They had been protecting their young.
Nice.
Oh, it's like Mortal Kombat fatality.
It's like, is it scarabs?
Scarabs?
On like the Mummy?
Oh yeah, the little bugs under the skin.
The bugs that
yeah.
go under your skin, and then like all of them will get under your
Have
skin,
you
kind
ever
of thing.
watched the film Bite or Bitten? They go abroad,
Yeah, I
a group
think
of
so.
girls, and something bites, and then she turns into one, and it's like her transformation of turning into like some.
I think I have, yeah.
Grim.
So there you go. There's another film recommendation.
Yeah,
Bite
that's like an
or
insect.
Bitten, whatever
If
it
you
is.
like
Yeah.
insects crawling, creepy crawlies under
Yeah.
the skin, it's grim. Yeah, but that's what
Nice
I thought.
one, that.
When I thought of that, I thought that film. Yeah, that's just,
That's good.
but yeah, bugs under the skin. A little spider laying her eggs in you. Nice.
That's what you want on that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Creepy crawlies are probably pretty grim though. It's one thing that makes you feel a bit like like you sleeping in the woods, you had like a centipede crawling on your face and stuff.
Yeah.
Like nah.
Or like crawling up your jap eye.
Yeah.
Nice.
That turns me on actually.
On to the next one. After working a hard day, I came home to see my girlfriend cradling our child. I didn't know which was more frightening, seeing my dead girlfriend and stillborn child, or knowing that someone broke into my apartment to place them there.
Yeah.
At first, when I was reading it, I thought like he'd seen his dead girlfriend and stillborn child, and it was like ghost form kind of thing. And then obviously you carry on reading, and it's like, oh no, somebody's dug up their bodies and stuck them in the bloody house, haven't they?
Jesus.
Oh, what the
Dahmer
fuck?
thing.
Is it?
I think
I don't know much about Jeffrey Dahmer.
Keep
So
bodies under the floorboards.
can't
and
say
stuff.
I've looked into his life.
Taxidermy in your own body.
Yeah. Right.
Nice.
I can't sleep, she whispered, crawling into bed next to me. I woke up cold, clutching the dress she was buried in.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
Don't need to say anything on that one. I don't think.
Clutch the dress, sleeping with dead people.
Yeah, that's what you're doing, huh?
No.
Necrophilia.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit of necrophilia.
Right. Those were two, is it?
Yep, go on then.
Go straight into another one. So it goes, the next time you know better. Next time you'll know better by I Post at Midnight. Have you ever walked into a room and found a vampire? No, not the sexy kind, but a foul creature with bony limbs and ashen skin. The kind that snarls as you enter, like a beast about to pounce. The kind that roots you to the spot with its sunken hypnotic eyes, rendering you unable to flee as you watch the hideous thing uncoil from the shadows. Has your heart started racing through your legs, though your legs refuse to? Have you felt time slow as the creature crosses the room in the darkness of a blink? Have you shuddered with fear when it places one clawed hand atop your head and another under your chin so it can tilt you, exposing your neck? Have you squirmed as its rough, dry tongue slides down your cheek, over your jaw to your throat, in a slithering search that's seeking your artery? Have you felt its hot breath release in a hiss against your skin when it probes your pulse, the flow that leads to your brain? Has it tongue rested there, throbbing slightly as if savouring the moment. Have you then experienced a sinking, sucking blackness as you discover that not all vampires feed on blood, some feed on memories? Or have you maybe feed on memories? I just repeated myself. But let me rephrase the question. Have you ever walked into a room and suddenly forgotten why you came in?
Sounds like a proper good kink, that does.
Just getting sucked on my neck by a vampire because I forgot the reason why I came in here.
Takes getting sucked off to a whole new level.
When I next walk into a room saying I forgot why I came in here, I'll just go, oh. My neck's just been sucked off.
Sorry, I've just had a good suck in. I can't remember anything.
When you next walk into a room, you can't remember where you've been there. Just go, oh, fuck's sake, I didn't want to get sucked off just yet. Imagine just walk off. Everyone's just in the room like, so a vampire just sucked me off. I'm just going to think of it because there's going to be times when we're just going to walk somewhere and forget.
Yeah, you won't remember to say that though, will you? As long as one of us remembers, because you just say, oh, I didn't want to be sucked off or whatever, and I'll just say, have you just got sucked off?
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, jokes.
Oh, right. You know that weird full body twitch you get sometimes when you're falling asleep?
Yep.
If there was a camera pointed at you and you saw what it captured in that moment, you'd never sleep again.
Jesus.
It'd be like some Exorcist sort of shit, wouldn't it? Like your full body's just like having a fucking spasm in the bed and then you wake up.
My mate's seen it though. I think I've been half asleep. I've just sat bolt upright and slammed back down again. He was playing Xbox, I think.
It's normal.
He sat up, he's like, you alright, mate? And I was asleep. I just looked at him and just slammed my head back down. Freaked the shit out of him.
Normal behavior. It's like sleepwalking, isn't it?
But it's like
fucked.
When you get a full body twitch when you're awake. Have you had them? Like a random shiver that makes you just
even like a shiver.
Because they say like someone's walked on your grave or something, isn't it? And it's like,
I just have, because I just do have a grave, don't I?
Yeah, I'll be cremated in a bin bag somewhere. Oh, good grave.
Fucking hell. Right. This has got a wrong turn vibes.
Hey.
Sleep did not come to me easily that night in the cabin in the woods, for the portraits on the wall only portrayed the deformed, the decrepit, and the damned. Sleep has never come easily to me ever again, for when I woke, I found no portraits, only windows.
Watching you.
What do you do when you wake up in that situation? You realise this windows. You're like, right, I need to leave, but do I really want to go outside? Because I'm just going to turn into some weird person out of the Wrong Turn films, getting my fucking like toes eaten or something.
It's even like in Wrong Turn, like all they do, like Wrong Turn 2, isn't it? All they do is literally take a wrong turn. It actually makes sense, and they just go into cannibal land.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you've crossed the road.
Hills of Eyes sort of vibe.
Yeah. All you have to do is cross the road and you're fucked.
I don't know what I'd do in that situation. You'd have to just survive the night, I guess. Like proper horror film style. Or you leave, but you'd be screwed because you're in their territory. So you'd have to study the house, the ins and outs of the house. Do like Rambo style booby traps.
No, what you do is you stand inside the house staring out the window, so that when they come back, they're met by you staring out the window, and maybe you'll freak them out.
Yeah, exactly. Or you always pack a bally and bally up.
Yeah, exactly. Just sit the bally on. They know. They're like, nah, we can't fuck with him, can we? We cannot go near him. He's going to do us in.
It's like John Wick, isn't it? Imagine that. They just realise they're just staring through a window. They look at Keanu Reeves. Fuck that.
Oh, well, we're fucked, aren't we? Be like Resident Evil vibes then, wouldn't it? The game.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're against the family, and then it's like they realise they fucked with the wrong person when you're just absolutely slapping them all up.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I don't know. What would you do in that situation? Saw a bunch of cannibals just staring at you. Go, grubs up.
Bally up. I don't even know. Yeah, exactly.
You've stripped butt naked, it's like windmilling. Grubs up.
Definitely wouldn't do that.
Put an apple in your mouth and squat on a plate.
Yeah, exactly. We'll just wait to be inserted into. Right, your next story.
Right. It's called Fallers by Dastard82. People started falling from the sky by the close of the decade. They were never clothed, always naked, always a petrifying grin on their faces. It had been just a few at first, but then hundreds and thousands would fall at a time, destroying cars, homes, blocking off highways. Strange discoveries were made upon research. They were human, but lacked any blood, intestines, even a heart. No one could explain the hideous grins they had, or even where they came from. It was a woman in Costa Rica who made the latest and most disturbing discovery. She recognized one of the fallen bodies as a long-dead relative, one who died back when she had been a teenager. Then more and more identifications were made. Soon people were picking out their long-dead loved ones amongst the video feeds, cadaver piles and crematoriums. No one could explain why they were coming back, falling from the sky. Even more distressing, after disposing of the bodies, it wouldn't be long until that same body came plummeting from the sky again. You could not get rid of them, no matter what. People were getting killed by the high volume of falling bodies, and soon after burial, they too began to fall. My mother was killed when a body landed on her car, crushing her. The next week, the news reported on a body that had gotten lodged in an airplane windshield. I saw my mother's grinning face, the happiest I'd ever seen her. They saw when hell is full. They say when hell is full, the dead shall walk the earth. What about heaven? Imagine.
That bit of fucking faces through the windscreen of the airplane's mad.
Imagine you just driving, like, and you see a face just slam on your windshield. You're flying in a plane, just the body just flies in the turn.
Literally.
Looking out the window. Just
raining bodies. That's what it is, isn't it?
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah. No, that's ridiculous. Like, you get buried and then you just fall from the sky.
Yeah, because there's no space in
surely you just wouldn't bury people. Surely you just leave them on, like, a side of the road or something.
Imagine that as a theory, though. There's no space in heaven, like, vacancy's full, mate. That's what they say. So they chuck your soul back out and you see your body just fall out of the sky.
Well, no, they take your soul, but they can't accommodate the body, so that's where they drop the body.
Oh, that's what they do.
Yeah.
They keep your soul, your body's just splats on the floor.
So it's just a lifeless blob then, isn't it?
Oh, Jesus. Imagine.
That's mental. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Cool to think of, yeah.
They can make a cool film out of that, to be honest.
Yeah. Right. There is nothing like the laughter of a baby, unless it's 1 a.m. and you're home alone. Just imagine in the background.
Oh, suck yourself. Talk to Hibbert, babies. Wrong turn. If I heard that at 1 a.m, I'd be like, that's jokes.
Yeah, you'd be like, oh, when am I? Am I next?
Hook through the mouth.
Fucking hell. Right. It's been watching me for hours now. Sometimes I catch glimpses of its reflection on the computer screen, but I dare not turn around.
Oh my god.
You like, it's when you see in films, they're in their little bathroom cabinet thing, and then they close the little mirror door things, and there's just somebody standing behind them, and they turn around and there's nobody there. It's like there's some sort of like Scream thing, isn't it? It's
like the dark web sort of style as well, and they say like, oh, we tracked your PIN notification. There's that computer game that plays it, and you need to go on the dark web, but there's people tracking you down whilst you're playing it, and eventually they'll be stood behind you in the computer, so you turn the screen off, you see in there.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
But I thought it was a tragic feeling when you're watching something and your TV turns black and you're just staring at your reflection, staring at the TV. Questioning your life morals.
I can't remember what game it is. There was I don't know if it was PS2, but there's a game, and it said, turn this disc over for a truly unsettling image or something like that, and you turn it over and it's your own reflection.
That's awesome.
The fact they did that, like...
That's well funny.
Yeah, exactly. It's banter, isn't it?
Right, is that you done, mate, is it?
That's me done.
Right.
So I think you're on to the last story, aren't you?
We end on this, yeah. It's pretty cool. Right, it's called A Message from Your Personal Demons by Mr. Garm. Mr. Ballin, yeah?
By Mr. Ballin.
So it goes, hello, my dear. You do not know who I am. I'll try to tell him in Bane's voice. You do not know who I am, but I know you. I am one of the 3 demons that were assigned to you at birth. You see, some people in this world are destined for greatness, destined to live happy, fulfilling lives. You, I'm afraid, are not one of those people. And it is our job to make sure of that. Who are we? Oh, yes, of course. How rude of me. Allow me to introduce us. Shame is my younger brother, the demon on your left shoulder. Shame tells you that you're a freak, that the who's thought you are not normal, that you will never fit in. Shame whispered into your ear when your mother found you were playing with yourself as a child. Shame is the one who makes you hate yourself. Fear sits on your right shoulder. He is my older brother, as old as life itself. Fear fills every dark corner with monsters, turns every stranger on a dark street into a murderer. Fear stops you from telling your crush how you feel. He tells you it is better not to try than let people see you fail. Fear makes you build your own prison. Who am I then? I'm the worst of your demons. But you see me as a friend. You turn to me when you have nothing else, because I live in your hearts. I am the one who forces you to endure, the one who prolongs your torment. Sincerely, Hope. Sleep well.
The fuck?
It's cool, isn't it? That's
That was a cool. Yeah, like it actually makes sense though.
Yeah.
Like the
that is from a
fear
troubled mind.
And
that.
what was the other one? Fear and
Shame.
So fear and shame. Yeah,
On your shoulder.
Like, fully fuck you, don't they?
Well, it's people that like if you constantly hate yourself and it's finding it really hard, isn't it? You get loads of people that tell you like, you need to love yourself. And it's like those demons are so heavy on your shoulder. It's like fear and shame, yes. And then you have hope that you cling on to if you have a last bit of existence that you call fucking life.
Let's just not be there and just wither into nothingness.
So as soon as hope becomes a useless resource, so do you. So then you go up to fucking heaven.
Literally.
Where your body will fall into the fucking ground repeatedly. And your soul is forever lost to the torment of the... whatever.
Hope's up, time's up.
Yeah.
Literally is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say that on the front line when you're at war. Hope's up, time's up. Blow up. There we go.
Yeah, you just stood there. I was like, I have no hope, and then you get shot in the forehead.
Shoot yourself in the forehead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you get shot in the forehead by yourself.
There's no hope, is there? Why bother then? Just send yourself.
Imagine if you said that to somebody. You said, "Oh, there's no hope, is there?" And then they literally turned around and said to you, "Well, why bother then?" It's like, yeah, why do I?
Dive off the side.
Yeah.
Wait.
Fuck it, hell.
There we go.
Right, that was that
a
one.
Pleasant
So,
ending.
yeah.
So take what we want
Take
from
what you
this.
made from that.
I thought it was awesome, to be honest.
That's pretty cool
Should
little
do more,
stories.
isn't it?
Yes, pretty funny little
Yeah,
films,
well creative, like ideas and
Yeah.
perspectives, I thought.
I've got some. So I've got a cool thing that we can do. I can't remember what it is, but I found something on Twitter. Some page that does these little like two sentence kind of things. Not like anything to do with horror or anything, but it's like story sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like somebody submitted that what they've done or like something like
Oh,
that.
that's cool. Yeah.
Like confessions kind of
Yeah.
thing. So we'll have to do an episode on that, which will probably run.
They say Twitter's
similar
like
to
the
this.
most banter place for that sort of stuff. isn't it?
Twitter's
People don't hold back.
Twitter's
do they?
funny.
Yeah.
Twitter's a good place.
We'll keep an eye on that then.
No, actually, Twitter's a bad place, but you have to have the right
Entertaining.
mindset. Yeah, so you just have to not let it get to you.
Yeah.
But
Well, we go.
Anyway, right.
Cracking on.
New music.
So the new music that's dropped is Juice WRLD in My Head. Rihanna Lift Me Up after her coming back for a long time of chilling out. Polo G Bag Talk. Scissor Shirt. Smino Love for Rent. Sam Fender Wild Grey Ocean. Fred Again Actual Life 3 January 1st to September 9th 2022. Wizkid Money and Love. Gigs Time. Bad Boy Chiller Crew Renegade. J1 Cayman Sauce. French the Kid White Wine. Tom Odell Best Day of My Life. The Hunter album. Labyrinth Iridium. Macklemore NLE Chopper Faithful. Ice Spice Bikini Bottom. And then Kyle's recommendation, which is the Logic tune. I've forgotten the name.
Tanaka too.
That's it.
Yeah. I can't remember who else is in the song, but I'd go to the earlier part
Yes.
and you'll find
There we go.
Cool. Right, so I have a joke and a fact. Which one do you want to hear first?
Joke.
Okay. What do you call a wizard that fell down the stairs?
Well.
Tumbledore.
Yes, then. That was good.
I knew you'd like it.
Dumbledore.
Right. So, fact: Halloween generates billions of dollars, around $10 billion to be exact. The most recent survey from National Retail Federation predicted that Halloween would generate $10.6 billion in 2022, up from $10.14 billion in 2021.
Jeez. It is quite big in America as well, though, because
Yeah.
you're saying dollars, aren't you?
So I'm assuming that it just meant in America. So $10 billion spent on Halloween alone.
Because the reason for trick-or-treating, that's come from there to here, isn't it? And all that stuff.
There was facts about it, but I got a bit bored of looking at them, to be honest, about like why it's trick-or-treating and all that. Quite a lot of it looked like it was Irish. Like why it's called Jack-o'-lanterns and why it's trick-or-treat, maybe, or I'm probably terribly
Which ties
wrong
in,
there,
actually,
but
the American thing. What I'm hoping to go and check out is the Fright Night thing at Fort Park, which I think is quite an American style to it. Have you ever watched... There's a film, like it's called Screamland or something like that, where It's an American film where a group of students go to a theme park and there's a killer in the theme park, so everyone's dressed up and having a party there. There's someone dressed up and stabbing people and just killing them in a variety of ways in the theme park.
It's not Screamland.
It's something like that. I forgot. I don't know if I sent it to you, but I thought it was pretty cool.
I know. I believe I know what you mean.
It's a cool setting, like just the theme park. Yeah, Halloween vibe.
Is it the one they literally think that the person is just acting as one of the theme park people?
I think so.
To like, oh look, that's a really good display that they're doing there, aren't they? Yeah. But it turns out he's actually like chopping her head off and all that. Yeah. So I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah,
definitely.
That's what's given me the vibe of that. But I feel like it'd be cool to be in America for Halloween, just to see like how much of an effort they do. Because it feels like they go crazy with it, to be honest. Compared to the UK. UK is just like, oh, okay, just bog standard event, I think.
Yeah, but it's something for the kids. That's it. Like that's.
Is it more like that really though? Matters.
Isn't it? That's what I think it is. Yeah.
I mean, what I was thinking this weekend, there seems to be a lot of Halloween raves and things like that, which like it's a case of like dressing up all like out there, isn't it? Because that's where you get the crazy looking outfits, to be honest.
Yeah.
So the clubbing aspect's all right, but I thought doing Fort Park and Alton Towers is doing Screamfest as well. I think it's just turning the theme park into a Halloween vibe.
Yeah, which is a cool idea, to be honest.
Like Final Destination style. Final Destination 3,
exactly.
Isn't it? So yeah, I thought we'll give it a go. I'll have to give you my verdict on it if I do get there.
If
I get there.
So
my body doesn't just fall on the motorway and just swerve my car off the road.
Exactly. You can mention that next podcast.
Yes.
See if you enjoyed
recommend
yourself.
It for next Halloween for you lot.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, there we go. We signing off, mate.
Right. Yes. So that's about it. Socials.
So we find us on all streaming platforms under the Soul Insights podcast. Please leave us a rating and review if you so desire. Twitter, Soul Insights Index, TikTok, and Instagram, Soul Insights Index. Did I say it? I think I said it. And then YouTube, Soul Insights. We wish you all a happy Halloween.
Yeah.
And don't look under your bed, but she'll be staring at you from the ceiling instead.
Just look up.
Don't look up. Get Out.
That's a film. Don't Look Up.
Let's Get
Out.
Out's
a film as
Banging
well.
film.
Yeah. So there you go. More film recommendations.
Get Out.
Right. Thanks for tuning in.
And toodaloo.
Well, I know it's absurd, but I dreamed the boogeyman was after me, and he's...
Boogeyman!